So dear respected Thầy, dear respected sisters, brothers, siblings, friends, Sangha and community. Today we come together to celebrate the Buddha birthday. And it is the 18th of May, year 2025. And we are in the hall. This hall is a meditation hall. We name the Heroic March Meditation Hall. The Heroic March. The March of the Hero. Heroic March. And it is one of the, it is in two key words in Thay's Lamb Transmission Gatha he received from his teacher. In Vietnamese called Kieng Han. His teacher give him a Lamb Transmission Gatha. And then in this Lamb Transmission Gatha, his teacher entrust to Thầy the walk, the step of a hero. Kieng means strong, powerful, stable, solid, and Han means walking. And throughout his whole life, he already lived up to that entrust from his teacher, Kieng Han. And when we come here, we don't have the meditation hall yet. So we use this hall as our meditation hall for 17 years, 18 years since we come here in 2008. And the hall is very long, so it's very fit to the name of walking or stepping, marching. And the step of a bodhisattva is an heroic step. The march of a bodhisattva is a heroic march. So the hall is very long. And for many years in this hall, the temperature is only 14 degrees in the winter. The engineer told us that they cannot make it higher because there's no many space. So 14 degrees Celsius. So for many years, our friends who come here for the winter retreat or activity, they sit in the freezer for 14 degrees. So they are all hero. Hero. And we name this the meditation hall, the Heroic March Meditation Hall. Meditation hall. And then in February this year, the beginning of the spring, we have begun to build our new meditation hall. And this new meditation hall has the upper floor is the Buddha hall, Avatamsaka hall or Buddha hall, flower adornment Buddha hall. The full name is Flower Adornment Buddha hall, Hoa Nghiêm Phật Đường. So the new hall we will have is Hoa Nghiêm Phật Đường. This is in Vietnamese, Sino-Vietnamese. Yeah. This hall is called Hoa Nghiêm Phật Đường. It's a flower adornment Buddha hall. And the second floor, so this is the upper floor. The lower floor is Pháp Hoa Pháp Đường. Pháp Hoa Pháp Đường. And Pháp is Dharma and Hoa is the flower. So Pháp Hoa, he is the lotus flower Dharma Hall. So one is Buddha Hall, one is Dharma Hall. So this heroic march meditation hall, which is a long hall. Once we have these two hall view, this hall will become the Sangha hall. So it become kiện hành tăng đường. That is the Sangha hall. So hopefully in 2 more years or so, or 3 more years, so within 20 years of being here, we are able to establish the 3 halls, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. So you know the name and you know where you are sitting. So we are sitting right now in the Heroic March Meditation Hall, and soon it will become the Heroic March Sangha Hall. The Sangha is marching like an hero, like hero. Today we celebrate the birthday of the Buddha, and we are celebrating the Buddha as a hero. The Buddha is really a hero because he achieved the fruit of enlightenment not just in one single life. Many times we have the tendency to think that the Buddha practiced very well. He was a prince, and then he left the palace, and in 6 or 7 years, 6 or 7 years, he practiced very hard, and he became a Buddha. And some of us might think that I can do the same. I can do the same. I can practice for a few years, then I become a Buddha. I have a full enlightenment like Buddha. Well, it's possible to do that. Perhaps some of us can do that, but actually many of us do not have enough merit. We do not have enough the fruit of the practice to be able to achieve this state of enlightenment. So the Buddha is a hero. He had walked on the march of a bodhisattva for infinite lifetime. For infinite lifetime. And the Buddha who appeared on earth with the name Sakya Muni Buddha. So some of you might not know, so I write it here. Sakya Muni Buddha. His name is, Sakya is his clan. He comes from the clan Sakya. And Muni it has many different meaning, but one of the meaning is jewel, like jewel, or Muni means the one who is silent. The Buddha practiced noble silence a lot of time. And not only the noble silence, his mind. His mind is silence all the time. His mind is very calm and peaceful. And his mind is quiet. It's quiet. Quiet, very calm and peaceful, like a still lake. A while ago we sing the song, breathing in, breathing out, and I am a water reflecting. So his mind is like water reflecting, and that is called Muni, tĩnh mặc. very calm, quiet. So Sakyamuni Buddha, who appeared on earth around the 6th to the 5th century before Christ, before Common Era. 6th to 5th BC, before Christ or before Common Era. He was born into a royal family, and when he was about 29 years old, he left home to search for something. He doesn't know exactly, but he's searching for something later on in his autobiography. He said that I'm looking for the ultimate peace. The ultimate peace. Ultimate peace. And after left home for 6 or 7 years, the Buddha sit under the Bodhi tree. Sit under the Bodhi tree, and he reached a state called full enlightenment. And from that moment on, he was called a Buddha, the fully awakened one, the world-honored one. And Sakyamuni Buddha, according to the Mahayana tradition, he is one of the responding body. Responding body. Yes, the Buddha is a man. The Buddha was born into the human family, but that body is a responding body. At the same moment in the whole cosmos, there are infinite corresponding body of the Buddha manifest everywhere to give the teaching. It's very interesting, huh? It's very interesting. It's something that takes a long time for people to discover. Since the 6th to the 5th century BC, the Buddhist community to continue to grow, continue to learn from his teaching and practice. And then until we can say about 1,200 years later, in the 7th to the 8th century AD or so, more than 1,200 years later, then the understanding about the Buddha in the Buddhist tradition become full. And they try to answer the question, who is the Buddha? So today we come here to celebrate the birthday of the Buddha. So perhaps some of us might ask, who's the Buddha? Who are we celebrating? I don't know whether you have that thought in your mind. Every year we come to celebrate, let's say, Johnny's birthday, then we know who Johnny is. Claudia or Frank or Anka. Then we know whose is Anka, who's Frank, who's Claudia, and we celebrate the birthday of that person. But then who's the Buddha? Who's the Buddha? You see, that is a difficult question. And it took the Buddhist tradition more than 1,200 years to fully establish the teaching on the Buddha's body. It's complicated. It's complicated. According to the Mahayana Buddhism, the Buddha has 3 bodies. Sakyamuni Buddha, who appeared on earth, is one of his responding body. And he has another body, is called the full retribution body, or beautiful or wonderful retribution body, wonderful or full retribution body. The retribution body is the body that's made up of all of his good action throughout infinite lifetime. We have done infinite good act, and this act in turn bear fruit. We will talk more about that soon. This is a prelude to a full story. And so, from all of his good act, he attained the fruit. And all of these fruit, lifetime and after lifetime, it begin to accumulate. And then it becomes his retribution body, a wonderful body. For example, like yesterday I was standing up there to practice in the Tai Chi course, a Qigong course that we offer together with a friend. And I looked out the window and I see our friends was cleaning the yard here. The brother and sister, I don't see any brother, I only see sister. I see the sister sweeping the floor, and they clean this the front of our institute very carefully. It took a few days. I was standing up there, and they cleaned a few days for us to have celebration today. Thank you very much for coming and helping us with cleaning our institute. It's a big place. It takes many hands to clean, and many hours to do the work. So that is a good act according to the Buddhist teaching. But when we cleaning by itself is a good act, but it's the mind. So when we clean, that's good. That is only a good act. If we can bear the good fruit, that we come to a institution, a social institution to help. To help, let's say, with the nursing home, to help with a monastery or any kind of people institution. Just that act alone already bear the fruit. But in Buddhism, this act of cleaning will have its best fruit. Best fruit when our mind have a good intention. Good intention, and have a wholesome mental formation. That is when we have the best fruit. When we sweep the floor, we know that we are sweeping the floor. So there is this element called mindfulness. There's this element of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the capacity to know what we are doing. When we're sweeping the floor and we know that we are sweeping the floor, and that's called mindfulness. Our mind is there. So when our mind is there, the first fruit of the intention is that our mind and our body are one. So this intention doesn't go to another place. It becomes in the present. In the present moment, we are here. We are establishing our body and our mind in oneness when we clean the floor. Now that's the first fruit that we get. And then the intention, we would like to make things beautiful. So this good intention is to make things beautiful, beautiful or better. So that is a good intention. And to make things beautiful or better, this begins to go into the level called collectedness. And that is the level, the second level. Mindfulness, then there's a collectedness, that is a good intention. We direct our mind into some good verbiage. And then it will bear the fruit called wisdom. Because when our mind is there fully, completely, then we begin to perceive that life is a changing reality. For example, when you clean the floor, and you just enjoy clean the floor, and your mind is there fully, and you collect yourself, you would like to make this world beautiful with your act of cleaning. And then wiping the floor carefully, then so you certainly realize, the floor is not the same. The floor is changing all the time. I sweep today, tomorrow the dust will come again. And tomorrow I sweep the floor, it will come again. Or in a few hundred years from now, this floor might not be here. It might be changed to something. If we are there fully, we can get into this reality that life is changing. Life is not fixed. If we are there fully for life, then we learn the lesson that life is changing all the time. If we stay with things fully, then suddenly we realize that things change. Things change. Things do not remain the same. And we observe at the same time we practice. Oh, we change. Inside of us, there's different river of feeling. There's different river of energy at this very moment that is changing all the time. We begin to awaken to the reality that the Buddha awakened to. So when we practice cleaning, but with this good intention, with wholesome mental formation, we begin to develop mindfulness, collectedness, and wisdom. And this three energy accumulate through time. And in the case of the Buddha, it becomes the wonderful retribution body. The third body is the pure Dharma body. Pure and calm or thanh tịnh, pháp thân thanh tịnh, Dharma body. Dharma body. Dharma body. This morning in the meditation, I introduce you to a meditation that helps us to be in touch with the Dharma body. And this helps to liberate our mind, liberate our view about the world, so that we can reach this cosmic insight. Not just be trapped into this body, into this mind. This body is wonderful. This mind is wonderful. But we learn to go into the direction, to open ourselves to the wisdom and the insight of the Dharma body of the Buddha. And then when we listen to this, perhaps some of us or some of the people might say, well, the Mahayana Buddhism or the people, Mahayanist people, they are fantasy. They just fantasy that the Buddha have these three Buddha, these three body. It's not real. The Dharma body, the retribution body, and the responsibility. These are like the imagination from the Mahayanists. They might not be completely real. Perhaps some might have this idea, but this teaching of the three body is deeply rooted in the enlightenment of the Buddha. If we do not understand the enlightenment of the Buddha fully, we cannot understand this three Dharma body, three body of the Buddha. What happened on the night of enlightenment? Today we celebrate the Buddha's birthday. The Buddha's birthday. That means the day that someone become a Buddha. Before that, he was a Prince Siddhartha. He was Prince Siddhartha. He grew up in the palace. He went out for a church, for a spiritual church. And then that night, he reached full enlightenment. And from that moment on, a Buddha was born. Yes, his corresponding body was born in the royal palace. That is one of his responding body, the physical body and the mental body that he has. He was born in the royal palace. He was a prince, yes. But the birthday of the Buddha, really the birthday of Buddha is the moment he sat underneath the Bodhi tree, and that night, from an ordinary man, perhaps, through a long time practice, and under this Bodhi tree, that night, something miraculous happened that makes someone from an ordinary being to become a full enlightened. So that night is so important that from that night, whatever he experienced, we don't know. But from that night, whatever he experienced, he become a full enlightened one, become a Buddha. And then when we celebrate the Buddha's birthday, we celebrate this event, that the Buddha become a Buddha on that night. And according to the legend, the Buddha was born in May. His corresponding body was born in May. And when we celebrate his birthday, in the Buddhist tradition, we do not only celebrate the Buddha's birthday. It's called, we celebrate 3 things at a time. It's called Vesak. In Vietnamese, it's called Tam Hợp. That means the 3 things getting together. Tam is 3 and Hợp is together. What is Vesak? We celebrate the Buddha's birthday. We celebrate his full enlightenment. And we celebrate his Nirvana. 3 events in one. So today, when we celebrate the Buddha's birthday, we celebrate all 3. His birthday is a prince, corresponding body. We celebrate him with the Dharma body, that is his full enlightenment. And Nirvana, that is, we celebrate his retribution body, that he attained what he looked for, this ultimate peace. So we celebrate 3 bodies today, to 3 events. Corresponding body is a prince in the palace. The Dharma body, he is awakening to this ultimate reality, the Dharma body, and his achievement of Nirvana, the ultimate peace, the greatest aim of a human being or a living being, that his retribution body had become so full, complete, that he reached the complete Nirvana, complete peace. And so what happened on the night of enlightenment? What did the Buddha discover? Well, we only have a few minutes left. So what did the Buddha discover in his enlightenment? I don't have time to go into the detail, but I have offered many courses in different areas, and I mentioned about it from time to time. Today we just had a brief summary and a review. Yeah. So the Buddha, according to the legend, he searched for way to practice, and it took him 6 or 7 years to find out the tool, the technique for practice. Not easy. And this tool of practice is, what is that tool? That tool is learning to come back to ourselves and to take our reality, our being, as an object of meditation. Our body and our mind become an object of meditation. It's not something else, but we turn our attention, turn our awareness, turn our full investigation into ourselves, to our body and to our mind. And once he returned to himself, he learned to sink the energy down. He learned to resolve all of the blockage in his body. Resolve all of the blockage of sadness, anger, frustration, jealousy, fear, anxiety, loneliness, grief, They are all in here. They are stored within us. And all of the energy in the body, release all of this energy. Release all of this blockage in the body and in the mind. And he sink down and he allow himself to go back down, down, down. To finally, he reach a state called equanimity mindfulness. Equanimity mindfulness. This equanimity mindfulness is the nirvana that he was looking for. Because why? Because in this state, he attained the deepest peace, the ultimate peace that he had been looking for a long time. The full nirvana. All of the pocket is completely released. His mind is completely free. His body is completely peaceful, calm, without any pain, without any pleasure or anything, just calm and peaceful. So this equanimity mindfulness is the nirvana that he reached. And from this state of nirvana, this state of full calm and peacefulness, the ultimate peace, he began to ask himself, is there rebirth? Is there rebirth? And he directs his attention to this question. And amazingly, he remembered all his past life, infinite past life. And again, like, this is very difficult to understand because up to that moment, nobody dared to declare that they understand all their past life. But the Buddha declared that he remembered all his past life, infinite past life. And it was written in the Bali Canon, the earliest sutras of the Buddhist teaching. I remember 1 life, 5 life, 10 life, 100 life, 100,000 life, and infinite life. And throughout the infinite cosmic cycle, he remembered where he was born, he grew up, and so on. It's very amazing, huh? Very amazing. And when I first read about it, many years ago, I have a great doubt. I don't know whether it's really happening or it's something that people just like created. But study about the Buddhist teaching, what he taught, and all of the things slowly, and throughout my own personal experience, then I see very clearly that without this level of understanding and enlightenment, the Buddha cannot teach what he had taught. He saw his infinite past life. And from this nirvana state, he touched this body called the Dharma body. So from the equanimity mindfulness, he reached the great nirvana. And that's what we celebrate today too, great nirvana. Great nirvana here is not like the day that the Buddha passed away. Yes, the Buddha passed away as a responding body. Just like any one of us who are born into this earth, on this earth, and one day we will go away from this earth. So there's the birthday and there's the passing day, passing away day. But nirvana, we celebrate is the spiritual nirvana also, the great nirvana, when he reached this level of equanimity, mindfulness. That is the level of deepest peace in his mind. And from this nirvana, he reached the first fruit of his enlightenment. That is, he recalled all his previous life. Infinite previous life. And this is the level of the Dharma body. Dharma body. He was able to reach this Dharma body. This Dharma body is fully understood by the tradition, by the Mahayana Buddhism, by the practitioner from Mahayana Buddhism, who went into meditation, who had tried to understand this question, who is the Buddha? Who is the Buddha? And they discovered that the Buddha has three bodies. The first body is the Dharma body. And this Dharma body is not only the Buddha's Dharma body. We all have the Dharma body. And all of the existence in this whole cosmos, an infinite cosmos, have the same Dharma body. And on that night of enlightenment, the Buddha, when he remembered of all his previous life, is that moment he can touch this Dharma body. He was able to recall all of his previous life. That means all of his manifestation, infinite manifestation to infinite cosmos. We have manifest many times. Right after the Big Bang, each one of us manifests like an elementary particle. Because right now, within our body, there's elementary particle. Who's the Pháp Ấn? Elementary particle. And then after that, the elementary particle have a journey, a cosmic journey, and from this very light elementary particle, it becomes light chemical elements like hydrogen and helium, and so on. And who's Pháp Ấn? Hydrogen, helium. There's a trace of perhaps helium within me, who knows? And then the cosmic journey continue on. And from this light chemical elements, we go into this big star, and we are how do you say? We are ironing. We were ironed, or we are made it inside this star into heavier elements, into carbon, iron. And from this nuclear factory of the big star, the nuclear factory, much bigger than the nuclear factory here in Germany or Ukraine or Russia. It's a cosmic nuclear reactor. From this, we are thrown out by supernova throughout the whole cosmos. And then these carbon and iron go into the earth. So who's Pháp Ấn? Carbon and iron. And then the journey continue on. We continue this cosmic journey into single cell, multiple cell, tissue, organ, and now there's this stream of me, living, with consciousness, with all of these wonderful manifestations. So this manifestation this full manifestation is the Dharma body of the whole cosmos. It's a cosmic manifestation. It's a cosmic Dharma body. And we all join this Dharma body. We all share this cosmic Dharma body. And from this, the Buddha discovered a principle called the principle of manifestation. Principle of manifestation. And he expresses like this. He expressed that all Dharma are made up of conditions. When the conditions are sufficient, things manifest. When the conditions are not sufficient, things cease to manifest. For us now, it's very simple. Perhaps some of us might not be fully understood yet, but some of us now, what the Buddha said seems to be simple. But it was through his meditation, it was through his own personal experience that he had a direct insight into this principle of manifestation. Why did the Buddha discover this principle of manifestation? Because all of his search has to do with ultimate peace. And in order to reach ultimate peace, the Buddha needs to understand the root of suffering. What makes us unpeaceful? What makes us disturbed? What makes us become unstable? So, to discover the Dharma body or the principle of manifestation, the Buddha was able to remove one layer of suffering. And that layer of suffering is called suffering. It's a literal translation, so it's difficult to understand. I explain. And it is he was able to remove the level of suffering called khổ khổ. And this level of suffering is the level of suffering due to our existence. It's existential suffering. Whether we like it or not, we have to exist. We have to exist. Whether we like it or not, we have to exist. We have existed as an elementary particle, and we continue to exist like who we are now, and we continue to exist in the future, even when this earth explodes after billions of years, when the sun runs out its fuel. We continue this cosmic journey. Amazing, huh? The Buddha said that he remembered all of his past life to infinite cosmic cycle. Incredible. We do have this cosmic journey throughout the whole cosmos. We continue to be. We cannot be destroyed. No one can destroy us from something to nothing. And that's called the principle of manifestation. That is the first suffering that the Buddha was able to remove. The concept of existential suffering. Existence is a fact of life, is a fact of reality. Whether we like it or not, we continue to exist. And so the Buddha said that when the conditions are sufficient, things manifest. When the conditions are not sufficient, things cease to manifest. So all of the suffering that we have in life, one level of the suffering is the existential suffering. That means when the conditions are sufficient, things manifest. It's existent. When the conditions are sufficient, then we have cancer. Even though we try our best, we practice mindfulness, so we try to eat mindfully, we try to do everything that we can, but when the conditions are sufficient, it comes. And in the sutta, the Buddha said that when the conditions are sufficient, suffering come to be. When the conditions are not sufficient, suffering cease to be. The suffering doesn't come from anywhere and doesn't not go anywhere. It's just a manifestation. Suffering is a manifestation. Existence is a manifestation and it might cause suffering. But that is one aspect of manifestation. The difference between the Buddha's enlightenment and the understanding of the people about the natural law, the thing it manifests, is the Buddha reached the Dharma body. So what is the difference? Yeah, this is a difficult concept, so it's difficult for translator. I repeat. We can all, with a little bit observation, then we can see this principle of manifestation. When the conditions are sufficient, things manifest. When the conditions are not sufficient, things cease to manifest. All of the scientists, all of the people of the world who have a little bit of observation, then they can also discover this principle of manifestation. But the Buddha reached the Dharma body. So what is the difference between a noble person who discovered this principle and a Buddha? Yes, there is existential suffering that is not avoidable. But all of this manifestation is a wonder. All the manifestations are beautiful. The whole cosmos is a beautiful cosmos. That is the difference. I share with you a story. There is this king of the universe called Indra. Indra. He is the king of the whole cosmos. But his cosmos is dark, is boring, it's nothing interesting. So one day, the king Indra wake up and he see that, and he said, he invite an artist to come and to decorate his palace. I supposed to end at 11:45. Too late. And then this king, Indra, invite an artist to come to decorate his palace. And this artist come, and this cosmos is extended in its space and extended in time. So this artist, he create a web extended in infinite space and then in infinite time dimension. So past, present, and future, and all of the spatial dimension into a big web. And all these web, at each eyes of the web, each eye of the web, he decorate, he hang a jewel. So here is jewel A, here jewel B, here is jewel C, and here is jewel D. So within A, there's an image, reflection of B on A. and A is reflected in B, so there's also an image here in A. So A, let's say this A, it contains the image of B, and inside of B there's this image of A, and it continues on infinite reflection, back and forth, back and forth. And the whole cosmos become lit up. Beautiful, huh? Beautiful image. And that is the Dharma body. Who's the King Indra? It is our ignorance. It our not understanding. And we see the whole cosmic. All of this existence is dark, is boring, is full of suffering. Yes, suffering is a fact of life. Manifestation is a fact of life. But when the Buddha reached the Dharma body, he reached the understanding that the whole manifestation are beautiful. It's a wonderful manifestation. It's the most wonderful thing that we can have. And with this, he lit up the whole universe. So who's the artist that come? Who's the artist who come to the request of the Indra? It's the Buddha. He brings with him the intranet with full of the jewel everywhere, and the whole cosmos lit up. The whole cosmos is very beautiful. Yes, there is an unpleasant thing in life, but if we know to look, everything is wonderful manifestation according to the condition. Our cancer is an expression of this principle of manifestation. We cannot avoid it. The cancer might cause us suffering, yes. But at another level of looking, it just follows the principle of manifestation. Because without this principle of manifestation, then things cannot manifest. So from that sense, the cancer is also a Dharma body. The cancer is completely pure and peaceful. Because when the conditions are sufficient, things manifest. When the conditions are not sufficient, things cease to manifest. And if we are able to penetrate into this level of understanding, and everything is beautiful. Everything happens when the conditions are sufficient. Yeah? I will go briefly because I'm supposed to end for the ceremony. The second insight the Buddha reached is that he attained this called divine eyes. The divine eyes. We just really don't know exactly what happened to the Buddha when he was able to remember all of his infinite life. So at the beginning of the Dharma talk, I said that not every one of us, after the meditation, we will be able to reach the full enlightenment of the Buddha. Because all of this is a fruit of his practice for infinite lifetime. After infinite lifetime, he was able to attain this fruit. So there's this principle of manifestation. Things manifest. Yes, according to the condition, things manifest. But what makes me different from another one? What make me different from the flower, from the tree, from the animal? Yes, all existence have manifested according to the rule of the condition. But each of the manifestation has its own life, has a cosmic journey. And these manifestations might come to create a structure. And this structure has its own life. For example, the river Donau or Rhine River. There are many stream and small stream or a creek that go into this river, but all become the Rhine River. So all of us, yes, Pháp Ấn is elementary particle. Yes, Pháp Ấn is hydrogen. Pháp Ấn is carbon and so on. Yes, Pháp Ấn is a single cell, multiple cell, tissue organ. So all these river and creek come into this river called Pháp Ấn. There's a stream of life. There's a stream of existence. So with the divine eyes, the Buddha investigate into the stream of existence. Stream of existence. He said, I have manifest infinite lifetime. Yes, but what make me into a stream of existence? What make all a living being into a stream of existence? What make the Rhine River become a Rhine River? And this Rhine River is different from the Ganges River of China, or different Indus River of India. Yes, there's a Rhine River. Yes, there is Indus River, but they are different rivers. They continue on thousands of years. So what makes this stream of existence continue on? And the Buddha have this divine eye. He look into infinite cosmos, and he see all living beings manifest. And when they manifest like that, they follow the principle of action. And from this, he discovered a principle of consciousness. What is consciousness? The Buddha said consciousness is an act of being conscious. Please come to my course so that I can explain in detail about this formula. But what is consciousness? What is this stream of consciousness? What is this stream of existence? The Buddha explained that this stream of existence is stream of action. And according to the Buddha, consciousness is an act of being conscious. What is consciousness? Consciousness is a stream of action. That's all. We as a human being, we have a layer of our human consciousness. The cow has a layer of cow consciousness. The plant, the orchid, has its own layer of consciousness because it has its own layer of stream of action. We as a human being, we have accumulated this stream of action for infinite lifetime. And he discovered that all living beings, according to their stream of action, all the act, this stream of action will become a condition for the next manifestation. So let's say after I finish this lifetime, this body will disintegrated, and all of these things disintegrated, but there is a stream of action. This stream of action continue on. Why? Because a while ago I talked about intention. Remember about that? I talked about good intention. Like a while ago I talked about cleaning the floor. We can cleaning a floor with a good intention, with all of joy and happiness. But we can also cleaning the floor with all of our suffering. Why do I have to clean the floor today while someone else is sitting enjoying the tea? For example. Or why should I cleaning? I should have enjoyed the tea instead of cleaning. Let other people do the work, not me. Is it this intention? This intention is the beginning of an act. And this act accumulate. It accumulate. And once, let's say, this body is disintegrated, then this intention becomes a source of energy within us. This intention, this source of energy begin to act. And this act will condition the next rebirth, the next manifestation. And from this, the Buddha discovered the law of the karmic law. The karmic law. That means action will lead to the fruit. Action will lead to the fruit. And from this, the Buddha removed another layer of suffering. And that is called, in Vietnamese, is called hành khổ. Suffering of its karmic formations, the suffering due to our karmic formation. Suffering due to karmic formation. That means all of our act will accumulate it. And this act accumulate, and it will cause another act. It will cause another act. And we will, the whole cosmos, all of the manifestation in the cosmos participate in a cosmic drama because of the karmic formation. For example, right now the world is in turmoil with all of the suffering, with all of the conflict between different nations, war and violence. What is that? That is the fruit of all this karmic formation. It's a collective karmic formation. So how do we avoid this suffering? How can we have a better world? The only way that we can have a better world is we have to do things with good intention, with good act. That's all. All of the manifestation in the world, all of the state of suffering that is going on in the world is this collective karmic formation, as well as our individual karmic formation. If we want to avoid suffering, then we need to have a good karmic formation. We need to do all of the good acts so that our stream of existence will bear the fruit of good, wholesome energy. And the Buddha make it very clear. We are what we think. We are what we intended to. If we think of one single negative thing, if we intend to do one negative thing with hatred, with anger, with sadness, then all the fruit of negativity will follow us like a chariot follow an ox. So all about unwholesome karmic formation, the Buddha compares like to the chariot, to an old auto. To make it easy nowadays, an auto or a wagon in the Deutsche Bahn. And who's the ox? The head of the train. The head of the train is the ox, and all of the negative thing is the wagon. And the Buddhas have said the same thing. We are what we think. We are what we intended to. If we think of good thing, wholesome thing, we intend to do good thing, then all the positive fruit, all the wholesome fruit will follow us like a shadow follow a shape or a form. So that is the second. And from this, there comes this retribution body. So the Buddha attained the retribution body. And his retribution body is the fruit. His wholesome, full, wholesome retribution body is the fruit of all of his good act to infinite life. The third is the Buddha was able to attain the knowledge into the ending of all suffering. Suffering from a manifestation is something we cannot avoid. We can only change it from our look into a Dharma body, the look of a Dharma body, and this is the wisdom, the insight, insight into existence, and then the karmic formation suffering, we can change it by our act. Now, the last one, the knowledge into the ending of our suffering, has to do with our mind. And from this, there comes this domain called Buddhist psychology. And it has to do with with the human realm. Why are we suffering deeply? We are suffering deeply because we always have this deep wrong perception about the reality. We have always thought that reality is the same. Thing is the same. And we cannot live up to this insight that life is changing all the time. And this is called Vaiko. The suffering due to destruction, due to change. The suffering due to do destruction, due to change. because we don't see that life is changing all the time. And we grasp, we have this mental grasping, a deep root grasping. We want everything to remain the same. We want our children to be like when they were 5 years old, under our full control. But, you know, our children is changing. Yes, 5 years old, you can control them. But when they become teenager and young adult, and then when they become adult, no way that you can control them. But you enjoy your child growing up. Yes, you become a young woman now. Wonderful. But on the other side, we said, no, you cannot change. You have to be my child again, under my full control. What a contradiction. We always live with this contradiction. On one side, we want to change. We want think better. But at another time, deep within us, we want to hold on to everything. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of conflict within us due to the fact that we don't see the reality of change. And the Buddha is called the ending of all of the suffering, the knowledge into the ending of suffering, because these three levels of suffering, finally the Buddha was able to break through to all of the suffering. The suffering due to manifestation, the suffering due to karmic formation, and the suffering due to our mental grasping. And today we celebrate the Buddha birthday to celebrate his three body. From this body, the knowledge of ending all suffering. From this, there is the Bodhisattva vow, and this gives rise to the responding body. We don't have time to talk about it, but this third level of suffering has to do with the respond body, has to do with the responding body. It has to do with Sakyamuni Buddha up here on earth. Anyway, I'm late 15 minutes for my time. I supposed to end at 11:45. So please excuse me, my Sangha, my brother and sister. And I wish you a wonderful, happy Buddha's birthday. We listen to 3 sound of the bell to end. Huh? Yeah. So we have some announcement. Sister Samgim will we hope to announce.
Und wenn wir zurückkommen in der Kosmos Planeta, Wir haben nicht so viel Zeit. Wir kommen und lassen die Schuhe draußen. Denn von hier werden wir eine Prozession machen zu den Stupa-Garten. Wenn ihr kommt, lassen die Schuhe draußen. In dieser Seite sind die Schuhe von unseren Damen, andere Seite Schuhe von den Herren. Wir gehen 2 Reihen, Männer und Damen getrennt. Dankeschön. Und jetzt mit dem Klang der nächsten Glocke stehen wir auf und wir stehen hinter der Matte, hinter unseren Sitzkissen, denn dort haben wir die Erleuchtung erlangt. Ob ihr wisst oder nicht, wir sind jetzt Buddha und wir haben die Erleuchtung. Ja? Deshalb stehen wir hinter dem Kissen und wir bringen diesen Platz, wo wir die Erleuchtung erlangt haben, Respekt zu zeigen. Ja? Und danach sind der Buddha und sind der Kosmos. Dankeschön. Und jetzt zu dem Buddha steht der Buddha. Und zum Fenster, zu der Natur, zu dem Kosmos